Hey, Stuart. What's up? Happy Sunday. Or Monday or Tuesday, whatever day you want to say that it is. Well, Monday for Stuart, but Sunday still for me. God, that light makes my face look red. Oh, wait, it is red because somebody had me laughing too hard. How you feeling, Elliot, if you're still in here? Come in. Get over here. Well, there's the link, Stuart. Would you just sit still? I gotta check to see if there's an update on KP. Hello, Mother. All right, so this is the update on KP. They decrease his meds on sedation a little at a time, so he's less sedated. He moved his legs several times. His eyes were open, staring at NASCAR on TV, but he isn't blinking yet or moving around. Hey, Brett. So then he's gonna have to see a neurologist and probably have an MRI. What's up? Hey, Sammy.
Hello.
And no, I haven't emailed your son yet, Brett.
You hear me okay, Tasha?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Stuart.
Thank you. How are you?
Just flapping my mouth, so.
Well, don't let me stop you.
No, that was it. Now, you know the truck that was on my thumbnail for this live? This truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the front of the truck that I used to drive? That was my truck.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was an older International.
Don't show me things like that, Darwin, especially if I'm on a live video here. You're making
I don't
me
have
blush.
my monetization turned on.
Tasha.
What?
Now, I don't know if she showed you this, but this is what Wendy's just basically given me to show you.
Oh, to show you actually.
Oh, there you go. These are cute. I'd wear them myself.
Oh, Wendy's already found a pair for you, Tasha.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Wendy's already seen a pair for you.
Well, I need to see those if she's already seen a pair for me. I'm kind of scared right now.
Hi, Sammy, bro.
Hello, me mother.
Hi,
I about
everybody.
sweat to death today cleaning chicken coops, and yeah. Thank God for the pool is all I gotta say, and it was cold. 76 degrees.
So what's that in?
I don't know what it is in Celsius. Figure it out. I'm not a human barometer.
Oh, I
Maybe you
can't
should
take
put one of
that
them
much.
inside the pool then. It might tell you how cold it is.
I don't have that capability in my bot to do a conversion.
I'll convert it for you.
Well,
I've got
good, because I wasn't gonna.
I've got a calculator that does everything I wanted to do. Temperature. Here we go. Now you're saying it was 76.
Yeah, that was the temperature of the pool water.
That's only 24 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
Well, that's warm.
No, that's cold.
That's warm for school, but that's Scottish warm. That's warm. That's like a jacuzzi bath.
Not when you feel like you're 1,000 degrees from sweating from being inside the coop and the sweat is just pouring off of you like this. And you get in 76 degrees and you get instant goosebumps. Considering the pool water was 84. But we've had a lot of rain, so it dropped it down to 76.
Well, 84 is 28 degrees, so yeah, then that's jacuzzi water for me.
Our jacuzzis are kept at over 100 and some degrees Fahrenheit.
Right, so you're saying 100. Let's see, 100 degrees.
Hey Rita, how are you doing?
Well, that's 37.7. So that's basically like an average. Well, that's like a body's temperature, is that?
Yeah, I think they're normally kept at like 105 or 110 degrees.
Right, so 38 degrees is roughly about, yeah, it's 100.4. Roughly speaking, it's like 37 point something. I can't remember exactly what it was. That the core temperature of a human body is.
About 37.
It depends, everybody is different.
I mean, you're starting on temperature at like 39. That's when like you're on a temperature. I mean, having said that, I mean, I'm in Scotland. What do you expect? I mean, this is like a freezing cold place.
Well, see, the thing is, in the wintertime, everybody wants, if they have a hot tub, they want to go out and get in a hot tub because most people have them outside. So if it's like 20 degrees or colder, you know, when you get out, you're steaming like you were just boiled.
Well, like a
And
lobster.
your body temperature, yeah.
Everybody's orange.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, across here in the summertime, the rain's just a little bit warmer. That's how we know it's summertime.
See, it hasn't been hot enough for me. I want
we had
like
torrential.
2 weeks of 90-degree weather before fall.
Saturday we had torrential rain. It was like
I know.
it was like a monsoon rain. I mean, we've not had rain like that for a long time.
Well, we're supposed to get storms tomorrow and Tuesday.
Hi, Mother Hen. Hi, Mom.
Good evening, Judy May. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Judy. Me.
So now, do your shops have everything in one place, or do you have to go to different ones?
Now, funny enough, you should say that. Depending on where you go. See, we do have an Asda, which is like basically the same chain as Walmart, right? That's across where you showed me earlier, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Wow! By the way, guys, what a superstore you guys have got! Wow. Across here, it's like we've got an Asda, and it depends on on where you go. The biggest one to us is Bridge of Dawn, and it's 2 stories. So basically, everything that's like from like your household appliances, your clothes, everything is up on the top floor. All your grocery stuff is on the bottom floor, and then you can just go around and shop. But it is massive. That's the biggest one we've got in this area.
Well,
But yeah, I did Google earlier that Asda is
we have
basically
one
Walmart.
two-story Walmart, and that's in Albany. And it's the same way. All your groceries downstairs, and then everything else is upstairs. Clothes, hardware, that kind of stuff.
I mean, honestly, it's wow.
But
What a
like
shop.
hey Slim Twiggy, how you doing? But ours is just all one level. And most Walmarts
Slim
is all
Twiggy, welcome in.
the biggest store in our country.
But yeah, I mean, what a shop. I mean, I wouldn't even call it a shop. I mean, that's like that's like an Amazon and eBay rolled into one big, massive building.
Hey
In all
Joy.
fairness, this is what it's like. I mean, it's like wow.
No,
I mean, I was
have
taken aback by the size of.
that too. Like we
Hi,
also
Joy.
have Target like that. Hey Bernie, how's the pups doing?
But yeah, honestly, wow. I was that's something else.
I mean, we do have like other stores besides just that, but that's like we have Price Chopper, which is basically just a grocery store. That's all they have in there. They don't have like Walmart does.
Hi, G&J.
Hey,
I'm getting cold. No, it's just the top half. I'm roasting.
I've got an idea for this.
Uh-huh.
You know how I have, well, I've allegedly got a YouTube channel now, right?
Uh-huh.
Do shorts on it and shove it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. There's no stopping me. That's better.
Maybe.
Try to put a t-shirt on, honestly.
Was that the one I gave you?
Yeah. But yeah, wow, what an experience. Fishing rods all built up in the store.
is this one. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Sammy. I tried to find the logo at the front. I tried to find the logo at the front. It was kind of hard because it's like I've got a lamp on. I can't really see that well. And before anybody says it, yeah, going, why don't you get your eyes tested? Well, I would do, but my eyes are fine.
You sure?
Well, I sure hope so.
Jamie wanted to go fishing today.
You're going fishing today?
No, she wanted to go fishing today. It's still Sunday for me. I'm pretty sure it's still supposed to rain all day tomorrow.
Well, if
Hey,
it's
Handful.
that's 9:15 where you are, so yeah, I'm getting good to this time limit thing.
Turn the light on for the boys. Because I forgot about, well, because now we take them in. Yeah, so it's supposed to start raining tonight. It's supposed to rain all day Monday and all day Tuesday. Be 78 Wednesday, and then more rain on Thursday. And then the 12th through the 20th is a chance to rain every day.
Well,
Yeah, the three
Yeah,
boys.
so-
I forget to turn their light on. Oh, so you remember this fishing line, right? The spider wire.
yeah.
Well, it is 50-pound test line, but it has the diameter of 12-pound test line. So remember, you were asking what the highest amount was. Well, in Walmart,
Uh-huh.
it's 50-pound test. The only time you would need anything like this big is for big freaking carp or maybe catfish. Like, this is overkill for anything that we fish with.
I didn't ask you to buy it.
Jamie bought it to put on her freaking fish pole. Okay.
Jamie, that's for going sea fishing with.
This 2 ugly stick fishing poles from Bass Pro Shop, and they're long poles. Typically, what you would fish for bigger fish, like out of a boat, walleye fishing or catfishing or fishing in the river with. Jamie likes to fish with this fish pole. Okay, I'm not lying. The thing is only this long. She wants to put 50-pound test on this little tiny fish pole. And I told her, I said, if you ever hook one of the freaking big carp out of the freaking river, I said, it's going to pull you right in. Well, guess what's going to happen? She puts this on it. That little pole might have 8-pound test on it. This would not break, considering it's braided.
Is that braid?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, easy braid, yeah. It's braided line. So I hope to God that one of these days we go fish in the river and she hooks onto a 30-pound carp. Because I want to see her fighting that fish with that little tiny pole. And I'm going to make sure that I'm live or at least get a video of her fighting that with that little pole.
I've got an ugly stick. It's 7 feet in length, and it's only maximum. The maximum that it can take is between 6 pound to 14 pound. and its maximum weight it can chuck is 17 grams, which is like, well, it's like quarter of an ounce to like 1/8 of an ounce. So
Hey,
that's
John.
between, well, I'm working this out, so it's like, well, 17 grams is the highest it can cast weight wise, but it's got between 6 and 14 pounds. So I mean, it's a perfect bass rod. It is the perfect bass rod.
The single guy is here, huh, Jonathan?
So
But
working this out,
she's gonna have to Google the reel and see what the maximum pound line that she can put on that thing. I'm telling you, the reel is like big.
I've got
You're
40 pound.
fishing pole. I was telling Stuart that you want to put that on that little tiny pole, and I said one of these days you're gonna hook a 30-pound carp, and I said you're gonna be pulled in with that, trying to fight it on that little tiny fishing pole. Yeah, he's gonna take you for a damn swim.
I mean,
What's up, Wayne?
I've got 40
Nothing
pound
much.
braid on my
Busy.
little. I've got 40 pound braid on my. I've got 65 pound breaking. Well, basically braid for a leader on my sea fishing gear. So it's like, I mean, that's to basically cast a 6-ounce lead. That's why for every 10 pound of line, you go up by an ounce. So 10 pound is an ounce. 10 pound, 2 ounces. You go up that way. But for a tiny little rod at 7 feet, I mean, 50 pound braid is like complete overkill.
That pole might be 3 foot long, Stuart. I'm not gonna go to the
beach caster.
I'm telling you, it's not very long.
I mean, my
I'm
beach
hoping.
caster I've got sitting out in the hall.
Well, I'm hoping
That
that
would
one
do
of
it.
these times we go down there fishing and she hooks on something big. Is all I gotta say with that little tiny pole. I'm gonna have to tie her to the freaking concrete chair that sits there.
That's like, but it's just like the. I'm trying to work that one out. An ugly stick, a light rod, 50 pound braid.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about
Jamie's going
putting
to
it
go
on. Did you find some paint yet, Wayne? Or ink, I mean.
Ink for the shirt. I am looking at a couple of places.
Hi,
I
Wayne.
was looking at let me see.
Like I said, it don't have to glow in the dark. I'm not worried about that part.
Let's see. Let's see. So, I found one place. Let me see where that is. That's it. That's not it. Let me give you this picture of it and see what you think of this stuff. You get it out of my phone and I send it to you. I'm trying to figure out. All right, I'm going to send you this stuff to the email. This is for dark clothing. This has happened to be fuchsia pink pastel inks. Let me see where they get this.
Cheers, brother. Well, thank you for telling me that I'm live on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it.
All right, this is from Silk Screen Store. Let's see. It just, they, I don't know what it is about these companies, right? But if you want pink, just pink, what they make fluorescent. Fluorescent pink, it has to go in the dark. Let me see
Yeah,
what
but it
else.
doesn't have to glow in the dark, is what I'm saying.
That's
You
all
can
they ever sell. Yeah, but that's all they ever sell. And I'm looking at another place here from Union. Let me see. What's the other one? Get up there, you stupid thing. Let's see, what is this one? All right, let's see. I'm in two different stores I'm looking at. Two different ones.
Even if you do a bright green, does it have to glow in the dark?
No. Let me see. See if they got that in here. Sure they do.
Rich, the weather here's been super crazy too, all summer long. Well, that's crazy because there's like 1,000 different shades of pink. I don't know why like a fuchsia would have to be something that uh glows in the dark.
I wouldn't know.
I mean, if I was gonna have you do the shirt that way, I would have you use all glow in the dark ink on the whole entire shirt. Especially the black shirt.
They got this
What's
color
up,
ink.
Corbin?
There's that color green. That's for black shirts.
Yeah,
And that's not glow in the dark either. They call it traffic green.
right.
That's owned by a veteran that owned the place. Is owned by a veteran that was in the service. I don't know what it was. Let's see what this is. Stop that. Let me see the ink. Don't be so stupid. Let's see. Now they have. You get to show that color here. Didn't show that. Weird. This was peach. But they didn't show the shirt. They showed the shirt, but not the ink color, the jar of ink. It's kind of weird. It says opaque, glass ink variable. Neon colors bright and a high opaque make inks for directly on machine putting on black or dark color garments, printing light color fabrics. We recommend adding I don't want to add that to the base. That's on the base. I don't want to do that. No, this place is Cleveland. No, North Carolina. Okay. Let's see. Solar blue. See what that looks like. You show me that now? There it is. That's solar blue. The kind of solar color.
Oh, I like that one. I like
That's
that.
and this is not glow in the dark either.
Oh, it's just um.
Regular inks that go on the dark shirt. So it
Well,
says
that's
you can do now. They said in this what the guy said is that if you wanted to print it on a light color shirt, you have to add white to it. But you're not printing on a white color shirt, you're printing on a dark garment. So you don't have to. Here's what the shirt looks like when it goes on the shirt. Cut that out. This is what it looks like on the shirt. See the blue?
oh, that's awesome looking.
With the
That
white.
looks
See the
nice.
blue with the white?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that blue is really pretty.
And that's not glow in the dark. It's regular ink for dark shirts.
Well, why don't they have a pink that's like that?
They have, see, if they only have pink that does not glow in the stupid dark, it'll be fine. Everybody has to have a glow in the dark ink. Well, they have to pick on pink. I don't understand that, you know.
Well,
That's why I
that's what
keep
I'm.
looking.
Why does it have to glow in the dark?
I don't know. I don't make the inks. I don't really understand why they're doing that. I really don't. Let's see
Well,
if
how
these
much
are-
do you have to put anything under, or does it go directly on the shirt?
Well, the way I print them is I don't have to. This is deep purple. This is a different kind of ink. This is deep purple now. All right, that's deep purple.
That don't even really look purple. It looks muddy.
Yeah, but that's what see
Tash,
the stupid
2
camera
minutes.
is
I'm going
focus.
to go on my phone here.
All right, Stuart.
Tash,
Thanks
Here's
for.
it's, I'm coming back up.
Oh, okay. On your tablet.
Give me 2 minutes.
All right.
Now here is. Oh, here it is again. Now all you have to do. Why do they have to do that? You don't have to put that glow in the dark, you darn idiots. Jeez. I don't get these people. I don't understand them. Pure gold, metallic gold. I'm gonna back this up. I'm gonna try something. Back this up. No. Phone, you mind working properly for me? What are you doing? See, this is for the. I'm gonna try to look at these different colors. See, these are used for. Back this up from that. Yes, three different. That's for athlete.
Well, didn't you say some of the other ones we were looking at had to have like some base or something put under it?
I hate that kind of ink. I had that in my studio, and I hate that ink. I
I
really
know
do.
the other colors that we were looking at of the different colored pinks before said that it had to have that other stuff put under it, which you said you don't like.
Now we'll see what this is. This is a pink. I found the pink. Polyester pink. Blue pink. Let me see what they say about it.
Well, welcome back. Hang on, Rich. Let me look.
Well,
That sounds a lot better. It was off it correctly on my tablet.
It's supposed to storm on Saturday here, Rich.
Oh, mommy.
58% during the day and 58% at night. I mean, I feel like depending on where we went.
Yeah.
58% during the day.
Should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, as long as I have the Sunday. It's still showing 58% for Sunday, but that doesn't mean anything because it's liable to change from here to there. But I mean, so long as the lightning isn't close, then I really don't care. And I can just bring, I'll just bring both umbrellas. That's what I forgot to get when we were at Walmart. I wanted to get a can of that waterproofing spray. The spray on both of the frickin' umbrellas. Oh yes, let's go back to Walmart tomorrow. I will keep an eye on it, Rich. Because who knows from now to then what it's going to be. Could change and be 100 degrees. I have no idea. But I mean, they're just been calling for a lot of rain.
That waterproof spray is pretty good.
Weather doesn't permit us to go fishing. I can definitely come up on your panel and keep up with chat. I mean, Jamie wanted to go fishing today. And then, of course, tomorrow is supposed to rain.
Well, only go skin deep.
I know, but the problem is getting everything out in the rain and keeping my phone and everything dry to get everything set up is the issue. Because where we go fishing, it's all open.
You not got a tent?
No, I don't have a fishing tent.
No, I'm just asking, like, just a normal box standard tent. I mean, it doesn't have to be something. It doesn't necessarily anything fancy. I mean, a box standard tent would just does the same job. I mean, that's what I use. If I was to go out in the rain, I just use a tent. Box standard camping tent.
Well, we have a tent, but I don't know about carrying all that stuff. Mom, if you looked at the weather, it's supposed to rain. Okay, sounds good, Rich. Like I said, if it doesn't permit for us to go, then I mean, it says showers and then thunderstorms developing later in the day. So it could be like, you know, the other time we went fishing, like it. I mean, I'd have stayed, but not with jagged lightning. If it was just like lightning, like a ways away, then I wouldn't care. But when it's all open and the only thing tall standing or being by the water is me under an umbrella and a metal chair.
Basically, mean cloud to cloud.
Yeah, I mean, if it's cloud to cloud, I don't care. But when it starts looking like cloud to ground, then we have an issue. And my dad's uncle, either uncle or great uncle, got killed by lightning.
Gee, really?
He was out on a boat. Wasn't that Uncle Stan, Mom? That was out on the boat. I'm pretty sure it was uncle. Somebody's uncle. I want to say Dad. But I don't mess with lightning. If it's like up, I don't care. But once it starts coming down and spider webbing fingers, I'm not staying out in.
You sport called Fortnite.
Basically, what you mean, fork lightning.
Yes. John, you gotta type snow and then the weather zip code because my Nightbot is freaking retarded. I gotta have Ryan fix it.
Snow? Who said snow?
That's because if you type the word snow and then the city you live in, because my weather one does not work. And I don't know why. Like I said, I gotta have Ryan fix it, but I haven't seen
That's what I say. I mean, you guys have got like so much hot weather across there. There's no way it's going to snow.
we're not talking about snow, it just pulls up the weather.
Well, having said that, you tried to summon snow on me, so yeah, you can have it back. I'll just play an Uno card called reverse. I'm nowhere near there. I'm 88 miles away from there.
I know.
Yeah,
You should try to put it in Edinburgh.
wrong place.
That's why I put it in there.
Well, that's the capital of Scotland, right enough. Edinburgh. Yeah, that's the capital of Scotland.
See, that's me, that's Edinburgh.
It's Edinburgh. Borough. Edinburgh.
Not here.
I mean, that's like saying Johannesburg's Joburg.
No, Johannesburg is Johannesburg. And Edinburgh is Edinburgh. If it was borough, it would be spelled different. It would be spelled Borough.
Well, it's Edinburgh.
What's up, Stephen? I believe you. I don't live in Scotland, so.
Yeah, it's just crazy people who stay across here.
Yeah, the crazy Scotsman.
Well, trust me, we have enough crazy people over here. That would probably scare any crazy person over there.
No, I'm just an evil Scotsman. I'm going to do well when I get across to the States, I think. I'll blend straight in like a chameleon on a tree.
Where?
Eh?
Where?
Where? I don't know where. I'm tossing between either Tennessee and Pennsylvania.
Well, that's a pretty big difference.
Well, I need to go meet up with Skipjack Cindy. I want to fish with her.
Yeah. What about fishing with Tasha first?
I mean, no, Tasha's going to be Tasha's going to be the last place I go because that's going to be like the special place to stay. So Skipjack Cindy, fishing with Bob, so I can meet up with my nephew Kevin, who's my little fish catching legend. So I've got brother Bob and his family, and then Tasha. and then basically go into the woods, build a house, and I can just stay there. They can ship me over when I'm dead.
I ain't got no problem shipping you off in a pine box. Hell, I'll give you a Viking burial if you want to.
I'm probably part of Viking as it is. That's why I prefer the cold weather. Colder the better.
When you come to the States, before you go anywhere else, I mean anywhere, in the lower 48, you want it cold, go to Alaska. You go to Alaska first before you come down anywhere down here. And that'll change your whole mind on the fucking cold.
Not really, Tasha, because if I was to go to Alaska, I won't be coming anywhere near the bottom part of America.
Okay, well, what is minus 50 degrees in Celsius?
Minus 45 degrees centigrade.
It's just roughly the same, right?
Yeah, it's roughly the same. Now, I know because I watched Deadliest Catch. That's how I know that.
Well, like I said, it's a lot colder.
That's when salt water can freeze at minus 10.
Yeah. Hey, Rick.
But in all fairness, I would probably your pouch. So in all fairness, yeah, I think I'd stick with Stick Hansen's a lot.
See, now Sammy says he lives in the best part of Scotland, the west. We're all good over there. See, now I believe him over that.
Sammy, we've had this discussion so many times, right? And it's the true fact. I'm going to state this, right? Since I'm live on your panel, right? Sammy's house is the most blessed place that I've ever seen anybody staying in. Because directly across the road from his house is a little grass patch. Then beyond this little grass patch is the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
Now, he is basically a stone's throw from his house to the sea. He can fish from his rooftop of his house if he wanted to. I mean, he just set up his 2 beach casters from the rooftop. Just put them on a tripod. And he would just sit on top of the roof and fish from his house. He's that close to the sea.
Right.
And it's the most beautifulest place that I've seen anybody staying in. That close to water. I mean, he's got smooth hound on his doorstep. He's got the biggest fish of the basically when I say flatfish family, I'm talking like rays. We've got skate. We've got bullhuss, cod, pollock, wrasse, thornback rays. Oh man, he's got everything on his doorstep. It's unreal.
If I had to see that close to me, I would never leave the side of the water.
Well, that's where Sammy's at. I mean, I've got to get on a bus to go through to Arbroath and then go fishing there, and it's just like that's 14 miles away from my fishing hole.
What is true?
Rich, where the hell is your boyfriend, Jordan?
That doesn't suit you.
Where the hay.
What?
Being a patronising so-and-sos. Sammy is in a blessed place. I mean, I've already said if I was to move anywhere, it would be a one-way ticket. Like, And I'm being 110% honest. If I was to go anywhere, it would be a one-way ticket.
You are not going to survive in the South.
Depends
The
on how
South-
far. So.
The South is hot and humid. They
I
don't
forget.
get as much cold. They get tornadoes.
Now we're talking.
Weather with 90% humidity. You think
I
you're
need
going to
to.
in the freaking rain?
I would need to meet up with Pecos Hank. He's one of my favorite weathermen in America for storm chasers. Shout out to Pecos Hank.
Reed Timmer is ours.
Well, you got Reed Timmer. You've got him. Pecos Hank, who's Hank. Oh, what the? Sorry if I mispronounced his name. Is Shima? Shima, I think his last name is.
Is it not Shim?
I think it's Shima. So Shimla. Shimla. I don't know.
Rick,
It's
it
hard to
is if
pronounce.
you suntan. Now,
I
don't
mean,
misunderstand me. I love the heat, so I'd have no problem down there. It isn't the heat that kills me. It's the freaking humidity. I don't care if it's 1,000 degrees.
I mean,
Other
I've been
people
told kind of
can eat here.
where would be the dividing line between hot and cold in the States anyway?
It's not a straight line.
No,
It's like, okay, you got like New York, or you got Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, PA. And then you go west. So then you got Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and you got Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Iowa. It isn't like a straight line. It's kind of like a dipped line. Now,
well, that's what I'm
granted,
saying.
Tennessee will get portions of Tennessee, you know, they'll get down into like the 30s during the wintertime. But they don't get slammed with frickin' snow like we do up here. Even southern New York does not get slammed with snow like I do. I could drive to Binghamton, New York from here. We'll have 4 feet of snow and they'll have a dusting. And it's the same way going from New York to frickin' Maine. It could be like flurry in here. And you get up in Maine, 4 foot of snow. I got stuck in Maine. It was snowing so hard. I was in Portland, Maine. I picked up a load of windshield washer fluid. Now, if the weather wasn't bad, I could have made it back to our yard. But the snow was coming down so hard, the plows could not keep up with it. So on my way back, I stopped at the last service plaza in Maine. And they had a big, basically like a big gray doll moving the snow. Now, when I got up the next morning, I get out of my truck and the snow is up to my waist. I had to literally shovel a spot for my dog baby. I always carried a broom on the back of my truck with a really long handle so I could clean the snow off of my truck. Well, luckily it was a fluffy snow, but I had to walk from my truck in to get coffee And let me tell you, walking, I'm short, I'm 5'2", and waist deep freaking snow. Hey, Mark. So, yeah, that was not a fun time. Now, granted, I don't mind the snow. If it would snow, say, I don't care how much we got, and be like 40 degrees the next day, I'd be fine. But I wouldn't want it any warmer than that. Because like when we have winters that are not cold and we don't have a lot of snow, we hunt deer. So typically if we have like a bitter cold winter, if it starts during hunting season, you can leave that deer hang for months. But now if we have warm weather, I process the whole deer from start to finish, from getting it to field dressing it to bringing it back and skinning it, cutting it up, packaging it, everything. I have to do it in the same day. So typically deer season, you want it at least like 35 and below. But we haven't been slammed with bad winters in forever.
I mean, it's like here. I mean, if it starts snowing at all, okay, the hills that are like that you can see from Brecon, they'll get it first. Kerrymuir, which is the most, well, I'd say Kerry's like the first place that we know that will get snow. Once that happens, Forfar will get it, then us. But the thing is, back in 2010, that was like the worst winter we've had for a long time. Was it last year we only had 2 days with a very minute dust in the snow? It was nothing. The rest of the time it was just like autumn all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this is meant to be Scotland. We're meant to have like snow that can like what you guys get that lasts the whole winter time until, well, spring thaw for you would be May time, somewhere about April, May. That'd be your thaw, roughly.
Yes. Our gardening season. Now, like I said, our weather has been super strange. Now, back in 2012, in April, it was in the frickin' 90s. So that year, growing season started early. Now, it depends on how much snow we get, when the thaw is, because we can still get snow in May.
Yeah, we got
And
that last time.
Snow in August here. Well, up north and in Boonville.
We had snow. We had snow last year in May, and that's the first time since I've been alive that's happened. I mean, I was astounded that we had snow in May because May is usually one of the most, well, it's like the hottest part of our season because I've noticed something within the last 15 years at least, right? Now, I don't know if Sammy's still here watching, and I'm kind of hoping he is. This would be a question for him to answer. For me, for the last 15 years at least, the weather patterns have changed, right? Now, we've got a fishing season here from the 15th of March to the 6th of October is for wild brown trout. Now, March will get snow. Roughly, we get snow in March. Sometimes. But I've noticed something that basically our springtime is like summertime. It's really hot weather. Don't know where it comes from. you are basically you've got to put sun cream on or you will get burnt. It's that hot. Now, when it comes into April time, it's like April showers, fair enough, right? It kind of like gives us like a false spring. And then come May, it can differ between really hot weather, pouring of rain, snow. Then June is basically depending on what happens with May, it can roll into either really hot weather, same with July. Come to August time, which is the month that we're in now, I mean, like I said on Saturday to Tasha, we had three torrential downpours that were like a monsoon from a tropical weather front. And I was like, where's this coming from? September is a hit or a miss. It could either be really hot or there's basically the start of winter. October, well, that's when it starts getting really, well, not really cold, but it starts getting colder, depending. But then we've all across here have been harping on for the last 5, 6 years, probably even last 10 years, I can probably say. This Indian summer that we're meant to be having, it happens every year. Or we'll get an Indian summer, it never happens.
Well, last year, this year was last. Well, this year, last year was rather hot.
I mean, last year was roasting. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Last year was like the driest we've had for a long time. The last driest spell that we've had here was 2018. But our seasons have completely changed.
Yeah, so have ours here.
I mean, I can basically say that our fishing season's duffed. It really is duffed. I mean, we've got Atlantic salmon. We got
We get
Atlantic salmon running rivers. And it's never the same.
raw salmon. This is what I want to go up and fish. Where the hell did it just go? Hang on, I'll show you a fish.
What, fishy? Is it here fishy?
Now this, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's a salmon. Rich would have to correct me if he's still in here, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Now this is his queen. That's a fish.
That's a
When
fish.
when the salmon runs, this is what the size of the salmon that come up where they go fishing are. And Rich was just talking about the salmon run after this big storm that's coming in. So they're out fishing, and I took that screenshot of his Queen Judy holding it.
Got a fishy.
I mean,
Oh, hang on. I'm going to find a picture to show you. It might take me a couple minutes because I'm talking about like the mouse. Now, see, here's some heavy snow that we got last year.
that's beautiful.
There.
Oh, what cute. Oh, wow.
Dang it.
Look. Stuart.
Oh wow. See now that's what I call snow.
Well,
That's
that was
what I
a
call
heavy, wet snow. And our snowblower that we have will not move it. I have to have my brother come up with either his plow or the tractor
No, I have.
because the snowblower just binds up and it locks the auger up, and I sheared pins off in it twice last year. Actually, it'd probably be freaking quicker if I went to my damn YouTube videos. Like, it should be a short. Look. Hang on. These are all on my YouTube if you want to go see the mouse. Now here's some trout that we caught last year.
oh sweet. They look like brown trout. They do, they look like brown trout. Is that a bluegill or a sunfish?
Well, bluegill is a sunfish. There's just different you got bluegill, you got pumpkin seeds, you got red ears. Oh my gosh, there's a couple other ones. Oh, I just had that picture too of you. This is the craziest thing. Jamie had found this mouse outside. Now, this is just a wild mouse.
Is this the one that went ding dong meddling high on Zoomies?
So, yes.
Get ready, Wayne, for a laugh.
You have to go watch it on my channel because it's easier to see it that way. It's in my shorts. Where the hell did that picture just go? Oh, here it is. Now, this wasn't our mouse. This was just a baby or a mouse that let Jamie pick it up. And she literally gave it a drink of water out of a water bottle cap.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a wild mouse. Yeah. Yeah, it was sitting over in the sand pile. And Jamie went over there and picked it up and gave it a drink.
No, 27th of December last year we had a bit of snow.
Yeah, 27th of December was the last time we had snow. Until it snowed in May. Well, actually, it snowed in May that same year. I'm just watching your short, Tasha, of your fishy haul.
Go touch that one.
I mean, this was just a part of what we got. I know it's the camera's like the picture didn't take it very well, but That's like one part of it. It just basically dusted the ground, and that was all done. That's a nice brown trout, by the way. That big one.
Mm-hmm. Fishy, fishy.
Yeah. The the place that I love to go trout fishing is called Basswood Pond. That's where we caught them trout from. Which there's trout, there's small bass, there's bluegills and stuff like that. The problem is I want to do a live there and I don't have good enough signal to do a live. And another problem is I would not be able to monetize that live. Like I don't have it on now. Half the time, ask Wayne, I don't even turn this thing on. But people cussing, kids screaming, people walking by smoking all kinds of stuff, not just cigarettes. And I mean, the other herb I have no problem with. I don't mind smoking it once in a while, but
Another herb. The devil's lettuce.
if I smoked that right now, I'd be asleep.
The devil's seaweed.
Let me tell you, when I used to go to the medical dispensary, because I had a card for that because they didn't want me taking the higher dose pain meds. Okay.
Tasha, I'm just watching a funny short here.
A funny short of what?
Welcome to the craziness of my mom and my Facebook Messenger video chats.
My mom, which is Mother Hen, we're talking about your laugh, and she's like, it reminds me of mine. And then I just started laughing. That's how my mom is. We'll definitely have to do that, John. She's
I've
talking
never,
to the chat.
I've never ever in my life seen a chihuahua with a set of lips that have looked like something that's went through 10 doses of Botox.
That's one of the Facebook Messenger filters at that time was that freaking chihuahua. Okay, there's a backstory to this, okay? I would call my mom. Now, my mom, I could throw a rock and hit her house, okay? There's my house, the garage, and then her house. So I'd be out here and I'd video call her. Before she'd answer, I would put one of those filters on. So when she answered it, she would see the filter and not me. And she laughing. I used to do it to her when she was down at my Grams. I'd call her up. Well, before I'd like while it was ringing, I'd scroll through the filters quick and I'd be like, all right, we're going to use this one. And I'd push it. And then as soon as she answered it, she'd take her phone like this and have to go like this. And all you can hear is her just freaking laughing. Yeah, I got a couple videos. There's like a video of her getting stuck in her freaking car. That one's the best one, but that's an actual video. I'll be right back.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, mommy. So how are you, Wayne?
What's that? How am I? I don't know. I guess I'm fine.
I'm saying, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. Same
crazy.
shite, different day.
Damn ink is driving me batty. They didn't have to glow in the darn dark. I should hit him over the head. Stupid idiots. Jeez.
What was that, Wayne?
Every time they want pink, they want it to glow in the dark. They must be on drugs. Seriously. What the hell? You can't find an ink that's not going to glow in the dark. Come on, This is ridiculous.
Wait, you're
Oh,
looking for a paint you're looking for a paint that glows in the dark?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to find something that don't glow in the dark. But they like this fluorescent pink to glow in the dark, and someone should hit them in the head. Tell us what this glow in the dark crap. Have they got anything else? I gotta call someone tomorrow. I gotta call some people up and talk to them. I'll find some place that they'll sell it. I'll find a person. I got so many vendors. I gotta call a couple of them up and talk to them about the inks. I said, don't tell me you have a pink color that glows in the dark. I want it for dark clothing, and I don't want an underbase. I want something that will print on a black shirt. Jeez. Break. We'll check one more space.
That's all it's showing for the pink is just glow in the dark.
I'm looking for other stuff too.
No, Wayne, I don't care what the hell color it is. I just wanted pink because it's Judy's favorite color. And I told you that's where the shirts are going.
That's why I'm looking for the color I'm looking for. I don't want to look at this place.
Well, what kind of pink you looking for? Is it like a shocking pink, or is it like a...
Okay, Wayne did shirts for me. Do you still have the photos on your laptop, Wayne, of the shirt finished? But it was blue and on the yellow lettering. And those two were sent. And then on the back was my truck and logo with Wayne's YouTube stuff on the bottom of the shirt, because if I'm having him make my shirts, then I want his name on the shirts. Because to me, then nobody's going to copy. You know what I mean? It's made by Custom Screen Printing.
11 jello flavor cheese.
I
So
have to talk to a couple vendors tomorrow. I'll find the ink I'm looking for. I'll let you know. I'll call around and find out.
I mean, does it show you what the glow in the dark ink looks like on a shirt without it, just regular?
I showed you. Remember that when I showed you the pink on that shirt?
Yeah,
But the
so
whole problem is, I just want this. I can get the fluorescent ink. It ain't hard to print on a shirt, but it doesn't glow without it being in the dark. But I don't know how it's going to look if it glows in the dark. It might not look as good as it seems to look. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And if I'll call Union up and ask them about the ink and see if they got a pink that is gonna be a normal pink that's gonna sit on the shirt. You know what I mean? Because they only always show you on the web what they have, you know. But I got a lot of other. I can even get a bright green color or something. Or see, I got other colors in my shoe. I got a green color for a dark shirt. I got what's that color green? It's bright green, but it's for a dark shirt. So I'm doing Bernie's dog right. I'm trying some screens in tonight to put that dog back on that back. I got everything else made. The hoodies are now here, so I'll be doing his tomorrow. So I got some green ink that I even got red ink that'll go on a dark shirt. That ain't the issue. Red looks pretty good when it's on the shirt. It doesn't glow, but it looks good on the shirt. I even got all kinds of different colors in my studio, but
Well, what green do you have? I forget.
let's go look. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me go take a look. A quick one. Hold on a minute. I gotta get one of the telephone.
Mhm.
Oh, that one.
It's almost 3:30.
Well, it's 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. So it's almost 3:30. Another
I mean,
9
the,
minutes.
I mean, the thing is, it's like we had a TV program across here called 3, 2, 1 Dusty Bin.
Never heard of it.
It's funny.
Raspberry orange.
They were basically there was like contestants would win a prize, like out of like 1, 2, and 3. They had to pick a number, and they'd have to avoid the bin because they end up taking the bin home as a booby prize. But they were given a holiday or a car or something. But they'd like answer questions, and then basically that was it. But yeah, 3, 2, 1 Dusty Bin.
My gosh.
I mean, we have a lot of different. I don't even know like what kind of like actual TV shows we have anymore,
Hmm.
because typically we're watching either Netflix or Discovery or Hulu or.
I've got to love Netflix.
But then
I'm
we
a
have new ones too.
I'm a big Netflix fan, but I've got other programs I love. I love Ice Road Truckers.
See, we like that show too. I can only watch um like I like watching Yukon Men, Mountain Men, Ice Road Truckers, Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay.
All right.
Okay, Wayne, what you got?
I got mint green plasterings, which there's an issue with this crap. All right, I'm not criticizing the company, but they gave me this for free. Okay. Now they gave me red and they gave me white, red, and what was the other? White, red, and some other color. They gave me flag red. I used it on dragon shirt,
Yeah,
Jackal Dragon.
yeah.
And I had to put an underbase color to make it show on the black shirt. It was arrogant, very aggravating. This is OPEC ink. OPEC ink. Now, they gave me this for nothing. I didn't pay for this. They gave me free ink. Okay. I never used this ink on a black shirt. So they said it's for black shirts. Okay. But their website's down right now because they're doing maintenance on it. But this ink is, I can't take it out because I got my gloves on. But it is kind of a bright ink, a bright mint green, a bright mint green. And green mint, bright ink green wouldn't look bad on a black shirt if you get the black ink. But it ain't gonna glow in the dark. But you can't find the ink that a pink is not. I don't know why they want to go in there. Maybe it looks good and it glows in the dark. I don't know. I never used it. I never used the ink that glows. I never used it.
Well, I don't understand why, like, the pink has to glow in the dark. Why doesn't all yellow have to glow in the dark? Not all pink is.
I don't have the answers.
Okay, so if I wanted to use orange, like the color of your shirt, that'd have to glow in the frickin' dark, right?
No.
Okay, then why pink? That's
Maybe because they're smoking weed when they made it. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's like a light green color that's only that glows in the dark. I think it's only green that does it.
No, but they must be weird. They must have been smoking the weed when they made the ink glow. I don't know. I don't really know.
Wayne, you've gone round. I think you've gone down the wrong direction, right? You've gone down the wrong road. I think they went to a nuclear power plant to go and get that stuff sorted out.
I don't know. I just don't know. See, I can find other places that sell pink ink for black shirts. I know a couple other places I can get a hold of. So I'm not worried. I got one more vendor that would not glow in the dark pink. They got.
We've got
glow.
We've got a place in Scotland called Dounreay, right? Which is up north. It's called Dounreay. Dounreay. It's a nuclear power plant. There's a bunny rabbit sits outside that power station, right? Eats the grass. It glows in the dark because it eats the grass.
Oh my God! Listen to you, right? Jesus, you serious?
You can't miss the bunny rabbit. Glows in the dark.
Oh,
you go down the Hudson River, you probably catch some fish that glow in the dark.
Okay.
I think it's only the green that does glow in the dark.
I haven't seen any. I have red that doesn't glow in the dark. I don't know why they pick on pink. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why is it just the pink that? Ow! You're digging your freaking nails into my chest. They're gonna rip them out.
I'll find them tomorrow. I'll call someone up. I have other vendors anyway. I ain't worried about that. So I'll find the right ink for you. I got other people I can deal with.
Well, it's not like we need 20 gallons, Wayne.
I know. You don't have to buy a gallon of it. It's a quart of it.
Now stop it.
20 gallons.
Kitty cat.
The cat's a weirdo.
Wayne, is this going commercialized?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying you want 20. Well, Tasha's like 20 gallons. 20 gallons.
I didn't say anything about 20 gallons of it.
It's not like 20 gallons of it.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Is it going commercial?
No.
Wow.
That's weird.
Stop digging your fucking nails into my chest.
Oh, pretty cat.
What did she weigh when we weighed her?
Oh no, I say it's like 15 pounds.
Let me see. I'll see if I can find some. I'm just tired tonight. I had a rough day. Nice.
I've always wondered how things glow in the dark anyway. There must be some kind of chemical they use.
Yeah,
I'll call him. I have other people I can talk to. I ain't worried about this right now. I'll leave it for tomorrow. I'll text you back tomorrow.
yeah. Well, just, I mean, it just mind boggles to me that, okay, we can get green and we can get fluorescent orange and we could probably get fluorescent purple amongst all these other colors, but yet any type of pink has to glow in the dark.
I think people are crazy. I think you want to know my opinion. I think people are nuts.
Well, I know.
You go in the dark. What, are they like pink in the dark or something? I don't know what the hell's the matter with it. I'm only a t-shirt printer. I don't know what the ink companies are doing. What the hell do I know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can get bright yellow, and bright green, and bright this color and that color, but they don't have to glow in the dark except when we start talking about freaking pink.
Well, I'll call the union tomorrow and I'll talk to someone. Don't worry, I'll fix that one. I'll see what they say.
It's making me want to rip out the little bit of hair that I have up here, Wayne.
You don't want to do that over them. I wouldn't do nothing over them. They're all
If you
weird.
don't do that, what's Jamie going to hold on to then?
I'll buy some freaking reins that you put on the freaking horse.
You asked the question, Tasha. You asked the question. I just gave you an answer.
No, I did not ask a question.
You did. You asked the question. I just gave you an answer.
No, you asked the question.
I didn't ask the question.
Yeah, because I told Wayne that I was going to rip my hair out, and you said, well, what's Jamie going to have to hang on to? And I said that I'll buy reins that you put on a freaking horse. You cheeky little bitch. On right now, 'cause I almost-
Oh my God. Really? Seriously?
Oh.
I don't know if my mother is still in here, but if she is, I guarantee she's dying laughing listening to you laugh.
Here, Wayne.
I'm busy.
Go in and
Right
Google. Here's something for you. Now, you're looking for glow in the dark paints, right?
No, I'm not.
No, we're not.
You're making her crazy there, man. You know, you don't listen. I'm not looking for no damn glow in the dark ink. So shush, you right?
We're
Not
trying
talking
to find one that doesn't glow in the dark, a pink.
Don't
But
try to
every
do what I'm doing for
he-
business.
He's showing me every time we look at the specs of it, they all glow in the dark. It doesn't matter if it's a flat pink, you know, one that's dull color, or a bright one, or a super dark one. It all says glow in the dark for like black shirts. And I just want a pink for CFM and his wife Judy, because that's her favorite color, and that's where the shirts are going. Now, when it comes to the other shirts that I'm gonna order, that's not gonna matter. Wayne's gonna have free range on what to do with those shirts. But that's why I was trying to find pink, because everything on CFM Queen's YouTube is pink. That's why I wanted the pink ink on the t-shirt. Was for her, it's for her.
That's why I'm looking around. I got a lot of vendors. That look
Wayne has been looking for what, like over a week now or two.
oh, here's a pink. Out of stock. Let me see what kind of this is. Electrical paint, 1 gallon.
To see if I'm gonna do like a glow in the dark shirt, then I want the whole entire thing to glow in the dark, just different colors.
Well,
Like
that's
if-
what I just.
Blue or green or orange or whatever.
Well, this is what I just put in here.
Yeah,
There
but
was
you gotta
different
realize
colours of
you
paint.
only order certain things from over here.
Well, don't look for what I do because you ain't gonna find it. So don't even try it. I'm the pro at it, and I don't need no help. Believe me, I know what I'm doing. And you don't want to, yeah, whatever hair you have left in your head, leave it in there, right? Because if you start messing with my project, you're gonna end up pulling your hair and looking like my head. You won't have no
Is it-
hair left.
When you
Is it-
shave it, I can make mine look the same freaking way. All I gotta do is go get the razor.
Tasha, is it an ink or a paint?
It isn't that kind of ink you think it is. You don't know what kind of ink you look. Don't look for that ink.
It's for
Don't
his
bother. It's a
It's-
special ink I use. It's
special
not
stuff.
ink in the printer. It's ink that I use for printing shirts. So I know I have a lot of vendors around and I can look at, call tomorrow and find the ink that she's looking for. So
Oh,
don't
so
bother
it's
doing
ink.
searching for that. I have so many vendors that I deal with. It's unbelievable.
No, that's a
I
paint.
got tons of vendors, tons of them. And I'll find that ink that does not glow in the dark. I guarantee
Oh,
it.
I know you. No, the part that's just mind-boggling, Wayne, is
Yeah, I
everyone
know.
looked at. I know there is ones that don't, but the fact that all the ones that you and I have looked at over the period of time since we've been talking about them is that way. I know they have it that's not that way, but it's just puzzling.
You
Like
still
I said, you can get other fluorescent stuff that doesn't glow in the dark, but yet they want to be, hey, outdoor eagle, how you doing?
I'll do it.
But see, the ones that are gonna
That
get
stuff is acrylic. That ain't what I'm talking about, man. Don't even bother with that stuff. That's acrylic. You can paint in them brick, metal, glass, any of it. I know about that stuff. That's not what I use.
Well, that's what that was Wendy, my missus, that showed me that to show you guys.
This is the ink I use. This is Plastro ink. It's
The
plastic.
pink is similar to that color, yes, the fuchsia. But Wayne makes T-shirts, so it's completely different.
Oh, so it's like a clothing dye.
No, it ain't a clothing dye.
What's the ink? A dye would be like something you dip it into, but no. These aren't dyed.
Keep your hair in your head. Don't be messing with my business, all right? You want to be bald, don't pull it out of your hair. 'Cause that's what you end up doing. You end up messing with what I'm doing.
I've got a little bit of fringe there. That's the last part of my fringe.
On looking around trying to find what I do, you end up losing all the hair.
Is that why you wear the hat?
I shave my head. Say I shave it. Say I shave it. Say
That's the cheapest way. Saves shampoo and conditioner.
I have to go to the Dean Barber Shop. I'm sick of those
Like,
people.
you had that long of a day and have to be back at 6. Wow.
I know.
That's
No.
all right. Just call them and find out, and then just message me and tell me how much it's gonna be.
Oh, I will. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I got so
So,
many.
hey,
vendors.
Debating.
They got
Because-
flu shit too.
Tuesday work.
Red.
Tuesday,
Uh,
Wednesday
alright,
I go to Buffalo.
Yeah, there's one vendor I don't like to deal with. And I'll tell you who it is, right? Their ink is so thick, it's like paste. I don't like their ink, so I won't call them. Their ink. I have some in the shop, and I hated that ink. Oh, I hated it with a passion. It was like glue. It stuck right to my frame, my T-shirt frame screen. I hated it. I had to
Well,
buy.
Open up very good then.
I hated it. I had to buy adjective. They had to send me a free adjective to it to cut the thickness down. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's awful.
Well, see, that's like if I'm using paint or stain, like outside,
Let me try to think.
I'll get certain stuff that's like water based. So if it gets
Try to
too
check
thick,
those out.
you just add water.
I'll be right back. I got one ink to check out. Be sure I can find that.
All right.
There's one ink I know that's really good. I want to make it for dark clothing. Let me see. I'll try and find out. If it does, it'll be pretty good. That stuff's awesome.
Oh, it takes this. Wait a minute.
Bear.
He's right here.
I know I see his nose is cute.
I wonder if I could get him in Wednesday. Now, do you have places where you can go fishing for for salmon over there?
Oh yeah,
Where you
I've
don't
got
have places you can go
I've got a river on my
catfish?
doorstep that has salmon in it. But the only thing is, it's only Atlantic salmon. We don't have what you guys have got. We don't have any of the specific species across here.
Hey, drunken chef, how you doing?
We have had the occasional guest that has come up rivers, and yeah, invasive species, but they're not allowed to be here because for whatever known reasons beyond me, I'd rather have them here. At least they're a fish to catch.
But you have regular trout.
We only have, if you're on about like rivers, we've only got
Exactly, chef.
wild brown trout across here. We don't have anything else. Rainbow trout in Scotland, if any of them was to go into a river, they'd have to be dispatched and eaten if need be. We're not allowed to have any rainbow trout in rivers, but it's different in England. I mean, they've got rainbow trout in rivers, but that's up to them. Up here, it's different. I can't hear you, Tasha.
Not sure how I got muted. But we have hatcheries here.
Uh huh.
So what they do is they raise all different kinds of fish, like bass, trout, whatever else. And what they'll do, especially trout in the springtime, they will go to the streams and lakes that they're in, ponds that they're in, and stuff like that, and they'll release thousands of trout.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds like different spots.
Mm-hmm.
So those aren't native. So when you catch one of those trout, the meat will be white because they're raised on a grain that they just like sprinkle in the water.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you go and you catch a native trout, their meat is pink. So you can always tell when you're, gotten the fish, whether it's native or stocked.
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of our places that we fish, they have both. They have stocked, which are, raised, and we have native fish.
Hmm.
Native trout tastes way better than stocked.
Oh, definitely. I've always said that. I mean, that's why across here, I mean, I've only had, I mean, I'm lucky enough to actually catch one of them, which was a sea trout, which is basically a brown trout that goes to sea. I've managed to catch a proper sea trout. I kept it. It's the only one I've ever done. I've regretted that decision. Ever since I killed it, I regret it now. Even to this day, I regret killing that fish.
Why?
Because, eh?
Did you eat it?
No, I gave it away to somebody that was going to enjoy it.
Well, then that's all that matters is that it was enjoyed. You shouldn't regret catching a fish.
Yeah, but could he give a chance to spawn, which would have produced more of them?
Well, I understand that, but sometimes, you do catch a spawner here and there. And typically, when I've done it, it's just been like a fluke thing where, oh, they decide, let's swallow the hook.
I mean, there
So
was no,
you can either clip the hook, depending on where it is, and leave the hook in, or you have to keep it.
I mean, it wasn't even gut hooked. It was basically hooked in the jaw, but I kept it anyway because I was okay. I was what 9, 10 years old when I caught the thing. But I don't do a lot of salmon. I can do salmon fishing, but I don't do a lot of it. I mean, I've got a river on my doorstep down here. I could easily go down and fish for salmon if I wanted to, but I don't bother
Yeah.
because there's not many of them left. So, I mean, why? My argument here is, I mean, why fish for a fish that there's less of when it's going upstream to go and spawn anyway? So you're basically you're taking the energy out of hooking that fish before it spawns. It needs energy to go up up the river. I mean, the South Esk, which is on my doorstep here, is 57 miles long. That's the whole river system. So to catch a fish and then to put it back, to me, it's like I wouldn't fish for them because one, when they're at sea, they've got to go through seals, dolphins, whatever person decides to have nets out, even though they're illegal, got that to contend with. Then they've got poachers to contend with. Then they've got anglers to contend with. Then, as soon as you get in the freshwater, they've got herring, gooseanders, cormorants. Then they've got otters to think, well, and mink. So I mean, you've got all the predators. And it's not, to me, it's not fair for them.
Got more anglers.
I mean, that's why I'd rather go trout fishing. Because I know for a fact if I go trout fishing, I'm leaving the salmon alone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll learn more on a river than I will in a loch. That's proper, like, common sense.
See, there's a difference in people, okay? There's people who fish to fish, which means they fish to catch the fish and release the fish. Then there's also people who fish to eat.
Yeah.
I don't fish to fish unless it's out of season, it's too small, it's not, or, when you grab the fish, you can see the eggs coming out.
Uh-huh.
That's where they go. But just like I hunt to eat. I fish to eat. Anything I kill, I'm going to eat. As far as when it comes to fishing or hunting. Except for obviously like your predators like coyotes and bobcats and weasels and this and that.
I mean,
I'm
to me, right? Freshwater fish doesn't appeal to me.
It depends. See,
I
you gotta
don't,
realize all around me is freshwater. I don't have the option to go to the ocean unless I go to Boston, unless I go to Cape Cod, unless I go New York City. But trust me, you don't want to eat anything even remotely close to where the Hudson goes into the ocean. So I'm in like not quite the middle of New York. That's why it's because see you have New York City, right? New
Mhm.
York City, Long Island, that's all a place on its own. Then you have upstate New York, whereas which I am. That's this little section. Then the next section you have central New York, which goes from here down to here. And then you have western New York. But then you also have northern, which would be the Adirondacks.
Right.
You want good tasting freshwater fish that I grew up with, you would have to go to Tupper Lake, which is hours away from me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was, I mean, I don't know what the rules and regulations are across where you are, right? Because I've never fished across America. But my interpretation would be if I was to catch a rainbow trout, which is your American fish, which we have across here, but the only difference is we stock places with rainbow trout.
Right.
If I was to catch a wild one across there, I would like to have a chance of actually eating it to actually see what it tastes like compared to the ones I've had across here, just to compare.
Now, there is rules with trout. Yes, lake trout are delicious, Carpin. And lake trout are big. Now here, is it one or two fish over 12 inches for our trout? Anyways, typically when I keep trout, I will only keep trout that are like 6 to 8 inches long. And the reason being is they're not spawners. When you get up to like a 12-inch rainbow brown brook trout, 12 and above, those are your spawners typically. So we're only allowed to keep like 1 or 2 trout that are 12 inches or bigger. So they have to be below that mark. Now, like bass here, smallmouth and largemouth bass have to be 12 inches to keep them. It doesn't matter like how thick they are this way, they have to be 12 inches long to keep them.
Yeah.
Walleye have to be 18 inches to keep them. It used to be 15, but they extended it. I forget what lake trout is.
Okay, but lake trout for like Lake George, the minimum length is 23 inches.
Yeah, so lake trout here for Lake George, that's certain tributaries of water have their own regulations as to what size the fish can be for certain types of fish, like lake trout. Like
Right.
Lake George might be 23 inches, Otsego Lake might be 18 inches. And then of course, like your inland streams and stuff like that, that's a whole separate regulation. But those, you can only keep 1 or 2 that are above 12 inches. So typically minimum for me is 6 to 8 inches. That's what I'll keep.
See,
But
that's
all
different.
fish are
That's different for me. That's
Yeah.
different for me
everywhere.
because across here, the minimum landing or keepable size of fish, if you're fishing like in general, the minimum taking size is 10 inches for a brown trout.
Right.
Now, when you have like bigger fish, like say for instance you've got a 2 pound brown trout, you can take that because that's a keepable fish.
Right.
So the minimum keeping size that we've got here is 10 inches. So it depends on. I mean, it's different across here. Let's say it's different across here than it is like most places because our brown trout season is from, let's say, the 15th of March to the 6th of October.
Ours opens April 15th.
So you're a month.
Was it April 15th or the first trout opens? I think it's the 15th. Well, see, we have a book that has all the major lakes, a lot of different streams, like certain sections of those. And they all have different regulations on the size, but typically for bass and walleye, it's the same everywhere. Lake trout is different. Like I said, walleye used to be 15 inches and they raised it to 18. I'm not sure why, but that's what they did. Then you have like tiger muskie and northern pike and pickerel. Those all have to be an even bigger length. Tiger muskies have to be 40 inches long for you to keep it. If that tells you how big the fish gets. 20 for northern pike. Yeah, but I think 40 inches is pretty much all the lakes for muskie. Now, yeah, 40 inches. 48 inches is almost 4 foot long.
Well, 40 inches is 3 foot, 1, 2, 3. 3 foot 4.
Right. So that's how big a tiger muskie has to be for you to keep it.
Right.
And see,
Now,
that, what really sucks? I'll tell you what really sucks. We were lake trout fishing. Well, we were fishing, and I happened to hook a lake trout. Okay? Mine was 2 inches above the size that it needed to be. And we were fishing Glimmerglass, which is at Seagull Lake. My brother caught one that was an inch too short. Do you know how disappointing that is when you catch this gorgeous fish and you go to measure it and it's like an inch short or a half an inch short or even yet a quarter inch short and you can't keep it because our department environmental conservation will freaking nail you and give you a ticket and you will have to pay a fine. And sometimes they'll even take your fishing license for a certain period of time.
See, that's the best thing.
So many bass that have been like an inch or a half inch too short to keep. And these are like wide fish and thick.
Mm-hmm.
And I measured it like 5 freaking times. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? And of course, I have to catch and release. And bass is one of my favorite fish to eat besides trout. Now, see, like perch, yellow perch, which there's ocean perch too, which are good. But freshwater perch, those you can keep 50 a person.
Mm-hmm.
And at Seagull Lake, you can catch yellow perch that are like this big. And Lake Champlain, this was funny. We went camping. It was mom and dad and I, my brother and sister, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, and I think my great grandparents. And we were on the Vermont side of Lake Champlain. Well, there was a rock pier that you could walk out on and go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I caught like a whole cooler full of fish, a perch. Well, I don't remember if it was a skunk or raccoon, but got in the cooler. Also got in the Kool-Aid packets, so there was colored footprints everywhere. And they stole all my freaking fish out of that cooler.
Charming.
I was like so peeved off. Now, granted, it didn't take me like all day to catch those fish. Perch and sunfish hit on anything. Yeah, it can be the same way here, Carpin, but unfortunately, what a lot of people will do is one, if that happens, they'll throw it in the weeds. Or two, they will just throw it back in the water and go a different direction, and nobody knows who had the fish. So you're only gonna get fined if you're physically caught with an under limit size fish, because they can't prove that you caught it.
So what's the limit on catching steelhead then? What's the limit you can keep with them?
That I have no idea. I don't even know where the hell we'd go fishing for steelhead. Let me Google it.
Because like I say, it's mainly fly fishing I do anyway, so I mean...
Okay, so basically where you'd have to go is Lake Ontario and the tributaries, which and basically steelhead are basically migratory rainbow trout.
Right.
And they're big like a frickin' salmon.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
why
like,
the rainbow trout was the closest thing to a salmon.
you'd have to fish the Great Lakes. Like Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, probably Lake Champlain. I've never seen anybody catch a steelhead. I have never physically seen a steelhead in person. Regular rainbow trout, big ones, 12, 16, 14 inches. That I've seen in person, but I have never seen a steelhead in person, only in pictures. Now where CFM fishes, they catch big rainbows up there.
Hmm.
And they fish gorgeous waters, but they're up by Lake Ontario.
Which is in Canada.
Part of it, yes.
Hmm.
Mm. Okay, so there's Lake there's Lake Ontario right there. There's the line.
Right.
This side over here is our side of Lake Ontario.
Right.
This side here is the Canadian side of Lake Ontario. So we can fish Lake Ontario on our side. But there is I'm trying to see.
So how much is it for a rod license across there then?
$25 a year for a fishing license, and it's good for 365 days. Now, there are certain fish that you can fish for all year round, which are any breed of sunfish, whether it's bluegill, pumpkin seed, red ears, whatever. Perch, you can fish all year round and keep them. Bullhead, which is basically a mini catfish.
Yeah.
Now they have changed some stuff because of ice fishing. They have changed the trout regulations a little bit to where you can still fish for certain fish all year, just that you can't keep them. So I myself would prefer not to fish for something that I can't keep, because you run into that risk of it swallowing the hook. And if it's bleeding, the fish isn't going to live. If it just swallowed the hook and it's there and it's, not affecting the fish, then you could reach down and clip the line off the top part of the hook and just let it go and it'll be fine. But sometimes when they swallow the hook, and it's happened to me freaking numerous times, it'll end up getting by the gills.
Uh-huh.
Well, when they're hooked there, they start bleeding everywhere. So you're kind of screwed with those, because you can't throw it back and you can't keep it. But in a sense, you have to, because the fish is going to die. And when you're on the ice, it's kind of hard to throw a fish back unless you're going to reach your hand, push the fish under the ice. But DC is out on the ice all the time. They're out on the water all the time in boats and everything.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Trying to get that, it's like hit or miss, because even say, I always use night crawlers when I fish.
Right.
So I could catch everything under the sun: trout, bass, walleye, pickerel, northern pike, muskie, lake trout, whatever, wants to bite on that night crawler. I don't
Right.
use I'm not a huge lure person. Do I have lures? Yes. I have bass lures. I have trout lures. The one thing I definitely want to get is some walleye lures, because the one place we go to, the Kobusco Reservoir, the back pond is stocked with walleyes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super weedy out there. So I would need something that could deal with those, because if you're just using a hook with a night crawler on it, you're bringing. I must have brought in like this freaking 5 foot long weed. The thing looked like a squid.
Mm-hmm.
But I basically fish for whatever decides to bite.
See, I love fly fishing, so I know it's probably different techniques across there, but I mean, for what I know across here, I'd like to bring that across there and actually see what's what.
Yes, there are certain places, yes, fly fishing is good. But a lot of our trout streams that I fish, you couldn't fly fish in, because of the trees canopy the water. So even if you side cast like this, you're running risk of getting snagged in a tree, because some of the tree canopies that overhang are low. So like when I use a regular fishing pole, like I'll use my push button one when I trout fish, because I can let the line out and hold it and just flick it over in the shaded area and then let it float down. Now you could do the same thing with a trout rod, but you're not going to get that whip of a cast unless you're in the bigger streams for trout and a lot faster moving water. Because some of the places that I catch trout in, you could step over. And I've caught 12-inch brook trout and rainbow trout out of these tiny little streams that you wouldn't think anything was in. But we do have big streams where you can actually go out and fly fish. Now, the Kobusco Reservoir has 3 ponds.
Mm-hmm.
The first pond has smallmouth bass, perch, and sunfish. The upper pond that I fished last time when I was up on CFM's panel and he was playing music was the trout pond. Now that has different trout in it, plus bass, sunfish, and perch. Now, though, that pond would be amazing to fly fish out of, because there's nothing around it. It's mowed.
Mm-hmm.
You could just stand there all day and don't have to worry about, hooking anything or getting stuck in a tree, or because it's all open. But like I said, most of the Basswood Pond you could fly fish in. It's the same principle. They keep it mowed, and that's where we catch most of our trout during trout season.
Okay.
But like I said, some of these streams that I go in, you could literally like step over it like you're stepping over a mud puddle.
Mm.
And I've caught nice trout out of there. When I was with my kid's father, I was not a big trout person. I always wanted to go bass fishing. Bass fishing and fishing for perch were like my two favorite fish to fish for. Well, I was pregnant for our son. I want to say, let's see. He was born in September, so August, July. I want to say it was like the first part of July.
Mm-hmm.
Him and a bunch of our friends and family, we all went camping up to Mason Lake. Well, he wanted to go back in and go trout fishing. He's like, oh, I want to take you trout fishing. And I'm like, you know damn well I don't trout fish. But I'll go with you. Well, he likes to walk. Now I feel like roly-poly-oly with this big old pregnant stomach. 90 some degrees, and he wants me to walk up this frickin' trout stream with him. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fine, whatever. So I literally have one of these net hats around my neck because the gnats, these little tiny black bugs that literally want to fly in every orifice of your face. So I had that thing like pulled tight to where it was about frickin' choking me, and I could barely see because all these bugs on the frickin' mask trying to get to my face. So we're walking. First thing I see is big old moose prints and big old pile of moose shit. So I'm looking. I'm like, nah, I said I want to fish right. So we walk up a little bit further, and guess what kind of prints I see?
Oh,
Bear.
My big grizzly bear.
Black bear we have here.
Well, black bears.
Well, it happened, there was this nice deep pool right there by these bear tracks. I said, you know what? I said, I'm dying of frickin' sweat. I had the trout vest on, and we always carried the gallon size zippy plastic bags, storage bags. So, mind you, I'm not a trout person. Not fishing for them. I love to eat them, but I did not like to fish for them back then. So I was sitting here for like a freaking hour, right?
how are they?
I had two bags with me. I was sitting there and I'm nailing freaking trout every single freaking cast, and I was throwing it in the bag, throwing it in the bag, throwing it in the bag. I filled both bags full of trout out of this one hole. He comes back, and I didn't tell him I caught it. I'm like, did you catch anything? So he takes a bag out of his trout vest, right? There's 3 freaking trout in it. 3. I just bust out freaking laughing. He's like, what the are you laughing at? So I pulled out of the side pocket 1 gallon size bag and set it down that's full of trout. I mean, like I could barely zip it shut. That's how many trout were in this bag.
Wow.
And he's looking. So I unzip the other side pouch, and I pull out the other bag of trout, and I set it on the freaking ground. He was pissed. He's like, I am never taking you trout fishing again. I said, hey, I told you to leave me at camp, that I'm not a trout person, like to go fishing for them because you want to walk 50 freaking miles. I said, no, I see bear tracks. You leave me by the bear tracks. I'll sit there and fish this big shaded deep hole all day long. So every year we would go trout fishing after that. And God bless you. And who do you think caught the most trout?
You.
That I've said this on. Oh no! How many lies have I've said this to Sammy on several occasions. I say it on my lives. In fact, my last live, I did even mention it on there, right? That women always catch the better and bigger fish. And I'll tell you the reason why. I've always said it, and people can argue with me until I'm blue in the face, that the world record salmon, Atlantic salmon, was caught by a woman. That was Georgina Valentine on the River Tay. A woman in 1945 went up the River Spey in Scotland, the fastest flowing river that I've fished, which is the fastest flowing river in Scotland, the River Spey, caught a 45-pound salmon. And then in recent times, there was a guy that does TV shows, Paul Young. He went on the River Tay on a boat with a husband, they were like a husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend. Can't remember what. It was somewhere about there anyway, right? This must have been a husband. This woman's husband was his eyes were fixed on that rod tip. She was sitting in the boat with him, and she's reading a book. Granted, he caught a fish about 9-10 pound, right? She caught a fish at 22, right? Now, I have said this until I'm blue in the face. Fish prefer a woman because I think, personally speaking, of my personal opinion, that fish prefer the pheromones and endorphins of a woman.
Maybe to an extent.
Eh?
I said maybe to an extent they do.
Well, I'm just throwing that one out there. I've said it since day one.
Or if I take my son fishing with me, now he's definitely a combination of both me and his father when it comes to personality and just the way we are, and the fact that we keep feelings hidden down and we don't talk about them until we get to the point where we blow up, and that's how it just is. If I take him fishing, he will outfish me. He will outcatch me. He uses lures. Now, mind you, I have these lures in my tackle box. There's only one lure in there that I've ever caught a freaking fish on, and it actually is a little minnow, which is like a trout lure.
Mm-hmm.
Caught a trout on it. Any of the other lures, like my rattlers for bass, jigs, whatever. Nope. My son will freaking throw any bass lure out of my tackle box or his out there. Couple cranks, wham, fish. Most of the time, I don't get skunked. But lately, I have been. It's pissing me off. But yeah, my son will outfish and outcatch me all freaking day long, and I don't care where we go fishing.
Does he know how to use a fly rod?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he's got a fly rod. See, like even the one lake, Mason Lake, there's nice bass in there. We haven't even been up there this year. And it's a small lake. The deepest spot in that lake's 8.5 feet. And there's all kinds of big bass and big perch, sunfish, trout, everything in there. So the one time it was him and I and Jamie. And you know what happens when you're out on the water? and you don't have any sunblock on, the reflection of the sun off that water, I'm telling you, I was freaking beat red. Red. To like my skin felt like somebody just poured boiling water on me red.
Mm-hmm.
A tank top like this, or I had my sports bra on or whatever. But we caught fish that day. And then my son and I went up camping, and we had gone out fishing. We caught a bunch of bass and perch. I think there's bass and perch. When we went to the spot, I never seen the sign that said picnic area only. And the boat launch is right there. So we had my tent like way over to the right. Like it was not even in the way of anybody that wanted to get in the boat launch or anything like that. Because at that time I couldn't walk very far because of my spine.
Mm-hmm.
So we stayed there the one night, fished all day long, everything like that. Well, somebody called DEC on us.
What's that?
It's Department of Environmental Conservation. They monitor our waterways and our hunting season.
Right.
They like the police of the woods and water is what they are. So when we got back from fishing, because we were out fishing, DEC was waiting for us. First thing out of their mouth, did you catch any fish? I'm like, yeah, they're in the bucket. They laid them all out on the table. And they measured every single bass that we caught. Then they showed me the sign. And I'm like, okay, I said, that freaking sign is 8 foot up a freaking tree. I said, how is anybody going to see that when you come down and it's like a dip like this? It's like above your vision of the windshield.
Uh-huh.
I said, I don't know when you guys freaking turned this all into this. I said, but from the time I was a teenager, I said until in my 20s, I said we used to camp here every freaking summer. And I said, if people wanted to launch their boat, they could launch their boat. If they wanted to park there and camp there while we were there, they could do it. So, being I'm the mother and have to deal with this arrogant SOB,
Uh-huh.
he gives me a ticket. Now, he could have given me a bunch of tickets. He could have given me a ticket for not having my driver's license and my fishing license on me, because you have to have a photo ID with your fishing license to prove who you are. Neither of us had that on us. They could have given us a ticket for illegal camping. Camping within 50 foot of a roadway. And I imagine he probably could have came up with a bunch of more tickets. He gave me one ticket because the arrogant guy that I was dealing with, there's two of them, must have just like finished training, getting his DEC certification to be a DEC officer. Because the other officer was, you know, more mature and a little bit older and telling the dude to like calm down, because I mean, this guy was like literally screaming at me. I was ready to hand him his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, he's like, oh, well, you can, you know, move to a different site and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay. I said, you take me to a spot that I can frickin' walk to and drag my frickin' boat down. I said, or you go up and find me a camp and I'll row the boat up to it. I said, I can't walk because there are other spots there. But the ones that are on the water, if I didn't take the boat, load the boat up and take the stuff to the site, I would have had to drag my boat all the way down through the woods.
Pete's sakes.
So, get a ticket. I go to court. Court was at 7. I was there at 6, an hour early, because it was raining so hard and I didn't know, because it was at nighttime, how bad it was going to be to see. So I left way early. So I get up and I go in, probably like right at 6, I think. And I sat down in the chair, told the court clerk who I was.
All right, Tasha, have a good night, all right?
All right, good night, Wayne.
I'm gonna go work
Bye.
on some screens. I'm gonna put your logo on one of the screens tonight. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. So I go to court. That DEC officer never showed up. After all that screaming at me that he did, he never showed up to court.
What
So,
a dick.
what he did with that ticket, he threw it out.
He threw it out.
Yep. No, because see, if the DEC officer had showed up, he could have, fought me on it and gave me, a fine to pay. But being I was there and early, and he never showed up, the judge threw it out.
Well, that was kind of the judge.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be honest, that was kind of him.
Yeah. I was happy about it because I didn't have to pay a fine. And you never know with those kind of fines how much they're going to be until you go to court and the freaking judge is like, okay, well, you're going to have to pay a $150 fine with a $25 court surcharge and yada, yada, yada. So I think I'm going to hop off here myself and take Bear out. Jamie already went to bed.
Oh, well.
And it's late for you. And you look wide awake. What the hell are you doing?
I just had a moth land on my nose. Yeah.
Sure it wasn't one of your fleas annoying you.
No, it was a moth. Because it was on the wall. So I went from the wall to my nose and then I went on my chest and I tried to pat it to kill it.
Get it?
I don't know.
All right, well, you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Well, I should say good morning.
Well, it is a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning. Why am I frozen?
You're not. You're not
Well, it looks
frozen.
on my side, it looks frozen.
Well, you're not frozen on my side.
It's frozen on my side. Wait a minute.
Oh, man.
See if I can scroll this down and go back the way. No, it's still saying frozen.
But you're not on my side, so it don't matter.
Oh well.
I can see you moving and everything.
Oh, that's good.
But all right, I will talk to you later today.
No
Yep.
problem, Tashin. Yeah, I'll try and get some sleep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll catch you later.
Bye bye. Bye everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye.
All right, guys, thanks for coming in. Much love. God bless. We'll catch you tomorrow night. I still got to set up the live. I'll do that when I'm done. But God bless. We'll catch you on the next one.